Right, you've heard the worst and you've heard the disappointing, but now it's time to hear some of my favorite summer movies that I've seen. Now keep a note that if you don't see some of the famous movies like Indiana Jones or the original Star Wars movies or any of the classic 80s and 90s movies, don't worry, I'm going to make a second list, and they'll feature some of those movies. Right now I'm going to be focusing mainly on the movies that are more in my decade, the ones that I remember seeing mostly. So yeah, if your favorite's not on the list, don't worry. You request for a second edition and I might include it. So some of those movies. Alright, let's start with number 5, which is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Now this is how you conclude a franchise. Take notes there, Shrek. Yeah, anyhow, after the disappointment that was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, Warner Brothers needed to make something that was epic, and boy did they make epic. I mean, this movie was just, the fights were amazing, the dialogue was great, it was just everything a Harry Potter fan could ask for, and then some. I mean, there's a reason why this movie grossed $1 billion, because people had been waiting to see something that was so magical come to the screen. I mean, yes, they had built up all this dark hype that was not but slow pacing and boring. Boom, we get action in the second movie, and that's what the fans wanted. So great job, Warner Brothers. You concluded the Harry Potter franchise sincerely, and hopefully you don't milk it anymore. Okay, number 4 is Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Now remember, spoiler alert if you haven't seen my disappointing list of movies, remember when I bashed Attack of the Clones and how I considered it a disappointment? Well, I kind of had some skepticism going into Episode 3 10 years ago. Yes, when I was a little kid I had skepticism. But then, seeing Episode 3, it was epic. I mean, spoilers alert if you haven't seen the movie, the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin on the lava is amazing. I mean, just everything that comes together. I mean, this is probably my favorite movie in the prequel trilogy by far. And this movie, it may have came out early in the summer, but man, did it leave an impact. Alright, number 3 is Tropic Thunder. And now this movie, I know what you're saying, why did he pick this movie to represent 2008? Should he represent The Dark Knight or Iron Man? Yes, I will get to those in a later list. But this movie, oh boy, was it hilarious. This movie was so funny that it even got like an Oscar nomination or won for Robert Downey Jr. Now, you can say the same thing about The Dark Knight and Iron Man, but I mean, this movie, it's just so memorable. It brought so many laughs to me. I mean, a movie hadn't done that for a while until number 2, which is Ted. Now, 2012, you had 21 Jump Street, which was a very, very funny movie, but it was not released in the summer. However, when Ted came by, Seth MacFarlane showed that he could make a movie and that he knew how to do comedy, especially with Mark Wahlberg in it. It's just so stupid and yet so hilarious, people. Too bad he had to mess it up with A Million Ways to Die in the West. I heard that movie was terrible. I don't want to go see it. Luckily, hopefully, he keeps the same for Ted 2. And my number 1 favorite summer movie for this list, it is Now You See Me. Now, if you've never heard of this movie, you should go check it out, because it's about a bunch of magicians who try to pull off a bank robbery, and it's just the tricks in this movie, the dialogue, the characters, they're just so great in this movie. I mean, it was one of those movies that wasn't massively marked up and hyped like Iron Man 3 per se, but I mean, it was just, wow, people. If you haven't seen this movie yet, you should go check it out, honestly. It won't be a waste of your time. Well, till again, it's a White Rice sign off, and stay tuned tomorrow for my top 10 least anticipated summer movies of this year. See you around, people. Bye.